Hello again, my name is Rodney Reynolds and welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at the Thermaltake POLO12 410 watt silent power supply. What is included in this package are two rheostats, one which gets installed at the back of your case in the expansion slot, and this one controls the fan which is in the power supply. The other one gets installed at the front of your case in the 5¼ inch drive bay, and this one controls the two included fans, which are the 120mm and the 80mm. They also include a heat sink and the necessary materials for this cooler on the Pentium 4, K7, and K8. Also included are screws to install the rheostats and the necessary materials here for installation of the 120mm fan. Also included is the power cable, the power supply, some screws, as well as the installation guide. This particular product has a continuous wattage of 410 and a peak wattage of 500, which is more than enough to power the most current systems. Now, how is this wattage determined? Well, to understand that, you need to know what rails are. And rails are basically well-regulated transformers which convert domestic current into voltages that your computer system can use. And there are essentially two different rails, the 3.3 5-volt rail and the 12-volt rail. And in this particular case, the 3.3 5-volt rail is around 290 watts, and the 12-volt rail is approximately 200 watts, which is basically how the wattage for this power supply is determined. The 3.3 5-volt rail is responsible for the motherboard, memory, PCI cards, AGP card, and so on, while the 12-volt rail is responsible for the hard drives, DVD, CD-ROM, fans, etc. Also, some might be interested to know the amps on each rail. The plus 3.3 volt is 28 amps, the plus 5 volt is 40 amps, and the plus 12 volt is 18 amps. This power supply has one fan, one 120mm blue LED fan, which is very quiet. I'll demonstrate what it looks like and how loud it is in just a second. This power supply also has ventilation holes here at the back and at the side. The power button's right here, and here is where the power cable goes connected. Now, it has lots of leads, 9 standard Molex connectors, 3 floppy connectors, as well as 2 serial ATA connectors, and the 2 main motherboard leads, the 20-pin and the 4-pin. It also has a lead right here which goes into your motherboard to monitor the speed on the fan, and right here is that rheostat connection, so you can manually adjust the speed of the fan in the power supply. There are a couple of choices that you have when controlling the fan in this power supply. You can unplug the rheostat. It will do it automatically for you depending on the temperature inside the power supply, going all the way from 1,300 RPMs at around 17 dB all the way up to 2,800 RPMs at around 45 dB. Or you can use the rheostat and adjust it manually. Now let me turn the power supply on so you can have a look at this blue LED fan, and I'll increase it all the way from 1,300 RPMs all the way up to 2,800 RPMs. The cooler which is included has, as I mentioned earlier, this 80mm fan, and the heatsink has 44 aluminum fins in total and a copper slab right here at the bottom. And this is actually attached by 4 screws, and it's relatively smooth, so it's going to allow decent contact between it and the CPU. This package offers a lot more than most power supply packages. You get 2 fans, a heatsink, and 2 rheostats. Now the heatsink is not intended for overclocking, and the power supply does offer good performance, and when it's turned all the way down, it's virtually silent. This product has a lot of bang for the buck. Overall, this is a kick-ass product. Again, my name is Rodney Reynolds, and this has been another video review. Be sure to check back very soon. I will have a brand new one for you then. Also, pop into my website at www.3dgameman.com, and while you're there, you can go into the forums and register. And remember, registration is completely free. Also, keep in mind, you can find out a lot more on this product in the forums. And as a final note, if you love watching my video reviews, please help support 3dgameman.com. Until the next time, take care.